Hi friends, this is J.Bala Krishna once again before you to teach you to share something in English language. So in all our videos we have been sharing the communicative expressions, the most commonly used sentences in English language. Our approach has always been straightforward, simple, very easy, cool and comfortable. So I hope you have been enjoying watching all our videos. Now, welcome back to one such informative, inspiring and entertaining videos. In this video, we are going to learn about insist on. I-N-S-I-S-T, insist on. Do you have any idea about this word insist on? Please bring the computer tomorrow to the classroom. Do not forget to bring the computer to the classroom. Do not forget to bring the computer to the classroom. Have you brought the computer to the classroom? Why don't you bring the computer to the classroom? How many times should I tell you to bring the computer to the classrooms? Why don't you buy a laptop? Why don't you carry a computer? Repeatedly, I have been telling you, bring the computer, bring the computer, bring the computer. That is called insisting. My teacher has been insisting on bringing computer to the classroom. So, insist in English language is called a verb. It's an action verb. The meaning of insist is to tell something repeatedly, non-stop, a number of times. Who does that? Two people, parents and teachers. They never stop giving instructions. They go on giving instructions. They go on telling, do this, do this, do this, do this, don't do this, don't do this. Of course, they are our well-wishers, so they will do it and they have to do it. Fine. So, insist on meaning to tell somebody repeatedly to do something. That is called insist on. Now, this is one of the most commonly used words by us in our day-to-day conversation. So, therefore, we have to learn how to use it in a proper way. You need a subject, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, or any singular or plural noun. Then you can use insist or insists or insisted or insisting. Is it like a tongue twister? Of course, for some people it is like a tongue twister. So, but you have to pronounce it properly. Insist, insisting, insisted, insists, insists, insist, insists, insisted, and insisting. Then this smart, two-lettered, cute little friend is very important. If you want to use insist, then you need the help of this person. Do not underestimate. He's an important person here. Without him, this sentence is going to be wrong. So, small but very strong. Then after this, our good old friend Jiran is back once again. This fellow is very useful in English language. He has been helping us in making so many sentences. We call him Jiran. Need I tell you that this is an ing form without any tense, no present tense, no past tense, no future tense. So what does grammar call it? Non-finite verb. I insist on reading the newspaper. I insist on watching BBC News channel. My mother insists on doing exercise every day. My father insists on reading the Bible every day. All my teachers insisted on improving the handwriting. My coach insisted on practicing in the mornings instead of evenings. My doctors have been insisting on undergoing surgery. My doctors have been insisting, and in one of the earlier videos, we have discussed the usage of have been. All my doctors have been insisting on undergoing surgery. This is the way of framing the sentences in affirmative form, positive form. And you can also make the negative form. How to make the negative form, we'll see now. Now look at these words. Don't, doesn't, didn't, and won't. Present tense, past tense, future tense. Keep the suitable subject here and keep the word insist on. It is a set. Then here comes the gerund form. I don't insist on driving. I don't insist on driving. She doesn't insist on driving. She did not insist on driving. I will not, I won't insist on driving. You don't insist on paying in cash. You don't insist on paying in cash. She does not insist on paying in cash. I did not insist on paying in cash. I will not, I won't, you should not, you must not, you don't have to insist on paying in cash. So this is the way of framing the sentences in negative form. Now what about the question forms? Do, does for present tense, did for past tense, and will for future tense. Then comes the suitable subject according to these verbs. Then our friend insist on comes here. Then our good old friend gerund. Question mark. Do you insist on paying in cash? Don't you insist on paying in cash? Does he insist on paying in cash? Doesn't he insist on paying in cash? Did he insist on paying in cash? Didn't he insist on paying in cash? Will you insist on? Should I insist on? Will you insist on paying in cash? This is with auxiliary forms. Now, when you want to use a WH question, it's very simple. Put the suitable WH word here. Why do you insist on paying cash? Why does he insist on paying in cash? Why did you insist on paying in cash? Why will you insist on paying in cash? So this is the way to frame questions with WH word. When did you insist? Why did you insist? Where did you insist? How did you insist on paying in cash? We always insist on making examples using your own ideas. We always insist on listening skills. We always insist on reading. We always insist on writing own examples. We always insist on making own examples. Now this is one part of using insist on. Now the same sentence can also be used with one variation by involving one more person in this area. I don't insist on you parking the car here. We'll discuss more with some more examples. I'll tell you how to use sentences with one more person in the sentence. Now look at these examples. I insist on you reading the headlines. Try to understand this example. There are so many news readers in my studio, but I want only you because you are the best. You have good voice. Your pronunciation is good. Therefore, I am repeatedly telling you. I told you in the morning, I told you yesterday, I told you last week, I told you this afternoon, and even now I am telling you that you, only you should read the headlines. Now this concept I can tell by using the words insist on. I insist on you reading the headlines, meaning only you should read the headlines, and I have been telling you that repeatedly. That's why we are using the word insist on. My father told me to go to Delhi. He told me many times. He wants only me to go to Delhi. He does not want anybody else to do that. Then I should say it like this. Father insisted, because this is past tense. Father insisted on me going to Delhi. What does it mean? Father wanted only me to go to Delhi, not anybody else. Doctor has been telling the patient repeatedly to do walking every day in the morning to shed the weight. Doctor has been insisting because he did it in the past and even now he is doing it. Doctor has been insisting on me. If I am the patient, me. If somebody else, doctor has been insisting on Tanya walking every day. What does it mean? Doctor has been repeatedly telling Tanya to walk every day. Doctor has been insisting on me, on Tanya, on you, on her, walking every day. The director wants only me to play the role of villain in his movies. He does not want anybody else. Then how to say that? The director is insisting on. The director is insisting on me playing the role of villain. The director is insisting on me playing the role of the villain. The director has been insisting on you playing the role of the villain. So you can use this example with two persons. One person doing the job of insisting, the other person is doing the job of the ing form gerund. So the tense related changes take place here, not here. Cross check. I insist on you reading the headlines, present tense. I insisted on you reading the headlines, past tense. I will insist on you reading the headlines, future tense. Now question forms. Do I insist on? Did I insist on? Will I insist on you reading the headlines? These are the question forms. Now WH questions. Why do you insist on him? Why do you insist on him reading the headlines? Why does he insist on her reading the headlines? Why will you insist on them reading the headlines? So this is the way of using insist on. We always insist on you making the examples. We always insist on you watching our videos. We always insist on you listening to good English videos. We always insist on you watching good English videos like ours. We never insisted on you doing grammar-based exercises. We never insist on our students. We never insist on our students doing grammar-based exercises. This is the way of using insist on in your communication. So friends, in this video, we have learnt about one more very important, very useful communicative expression using insist on gerund with two persons and with one person. So keep watching our videos more and more repeatedly, large number of times Try to understand the concepts and make examples. Improve your English language. Thanks for watching this video. God bless you. This is J. Balakrishna.